Picture this: a sea of young faces lit only by the glow of their smartphones, close-ups of faces glowing from screens. They stand before barricades, before lines of riot police. This isn't a scene from a movie. This is the reality on the streets of Bangkok, of Hong Kong, of Yangon. You can feel the tension in the air, a mix of fear and unshakable resolve. These aren't seasoned activists or hardened political figures. They're students, artists, and young professionals. Some are barely out of high school. For generations, the message to youth across much of Asia was clear: respect your elders, follow the rules, and do not question authority. But something has profoundly shifted. A new generation is rising. So what makes this generation so different? It begins with the world they inherited. Unlike their parents or grandparents, who might have experienced a single, state-controlled narrative through television or radio, Gen Z grew up with the entire world in their pocket. They are digital natives. The internet isn't just a tool for them, it's an extension of their consciousness. They navigate social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, X with an intuitive fluency that older generations often struggled to comprehend. This digital literacy gives them an unprecedented advantage in organizing, communicating, learning from each other across geographical and cultural divides. This constant connectivity has also fostered a distinctly global mindset. A young activist in Seoul can watch a live stream of a protest in Bangkok and feel an immediate sense of solidarity. They see the struggles of their peers in Myanmar and recognize their own fight for democracy and human rights. They are consuming global pop culture, from K-pop to Hollywood films, and are exposed to global standards of freedom and justice. This makes it much harder for authoritarian regimes to isolate them with nationalist propaganda. Nowhere is this generational clash more visible on the front lines in countries like Thailand, Hong Kong, Myanmar. In Thailand, students have led massive protests breaking long-held taboos by openly calling for reforms to the monarchy. They use creative tactics like the three-finger salute from the Hunger Games. "We are not just fighting for ourselves," a 19-year-old student named Mint told a reporter, her voice trembling but firm. "We are fighting so that the next generation doesn't have to live in fear like our parents did." It's a sentiment that echoes across the movement. In Hong Kong, the world watched in awe and horror as millions of young people took to the streets. They were incredibly organized, using apps like Telegram to coordinate movements, share information about police activity, and even arrange for supplies like water and helmets. They were faceless and leaderless by design, a fluid and adaptable network. Their slogan, "Be Water," reflects this strategy. Though the movement has been brutally suppressed, the spirit of resistance has not been extinguished. It now lives on, quieter, but no less determined. The situation in Myanmar is perhaps the most tragic and heroic. Following the military coup in 2021, it was Gen Z who first poured onto the streets in defiance. They are doctors, teachers, poets, and coders who have risked everything to resist the junta. They use social media to document atrocities and plead for international help, creating a digital archive of resistance against a regime trying to plunge the country back into darkness. Their courage in the face of such overwhelming brutality is a testament to the human spirit's unyielding demand for freedom. How do these disparate movements connect? How does a student in Taipei know what a student in Bangkok is feeling? The answer, in large part, is social media. But you know, it's more than just a tool. It has become the very lifeblood of this new wave of activism. It's where ideas are born, protests are organized, solidarity is forged. And nothing embodies this digital unity more than the Milk Tea Alliance. It started as an online meme, a playful jab at Chinese nationalist trolls, but it quickly evolved into something much more profound. It's an online coalition of activists from Thailand, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Myanmar, other parts of Asia. The name itself is brilliant. Milk tea is a beloved drink enjoyed across the region. Distinct local variations, Thai tea, bubble tea, Hong Kong milk tea, connect cultures. The name symbolizes a unity in diversity, a shared democratic aspiration that respects each country's unique identity. On platforms like X and Instagram, the hashtag Milk Tea Alliance became a rallying cry. It's a virtual space where activists share tactics for bypassing internet censorship, offer words of encouragement, translate news from their respective countries to raise global awareness. It's a peer-to-peer support network that operates beyond the control of any government. This digital alliance serves a critical function. It breaks the isolation that authoritarian regimes depend on. When a government cracks down on protesters, its first move is often to control the narrative. But the Milk Tea Alliance shatters that illusion. A message of support from Taiwanese netizens can bring hope to activists hiding in Myanmar. It creates a powerful sense of "we are in this together," crucial for sustaining morale in long fights. Looking at the situation today, in late 2025, it's easy to feel a sense of despair. In Hong Kong, the national security law has crushed dissent. In Myanmar, a brutal civil war rages on. In Thailand, the path to true reform remains fraught with obstacles. It's tempting to ask, did they fail? But, to measure their success only in terms of immediate political victories is to miss the point entirely. This generation has already achieved something monumental. They have shattered the illusion of apathy. They have broken the culture of silence. And they have planted seeds of change that will continue to grow for decades. The true impact of these movements is not just in the streets, but in the minds of millions. Gen Z has fundamentally altered the political conversation across Asia. They have put issues like democracy, human rights, and social justice at the center of public discourse in a way that can no longer be ignored. Even if their protests are dispersed, the ideas they championed have spread far and wide. They have inspired a younger generation of teenagers who are watching and learning. The authorities may have won the battle for the streets for now, but they may be losing the war for the hearts and minds of their future citizens. What comes next will be a long and arduous journey. The fight will likely move away from mass street protests and toward more subtle, long-term forms of resistance. It will involve building community organizations, creating independent media, and participating in local politics where possible. It will involve continuing to use art, music, and culture as vehicles for dissent. The resilience of this generation should not be underestimated. They have shown that they are willing to adapt, to learn, and to persevere. The future of Asia is being written by these young people. This generation has found its voice, and it will not be silenced again. Their roar will continue to echo, shaping the destiny of a continent for years to come.